So, last time on the Ivory Crowns, we had it was about a month ago, so it's a little bit drifting out of my memory too. But we had set up a meeting to go meet with Jiminy the Gloom or Jiminy the Gloom, who is a pirate captain, an orcish pirate captain from the Kugong Empire. And you had a meeting, I think it was like 2 days hence, but you decided, why don't we go scout out this place and make sure we're not going to get ambushed or anything. And you went out to the Tanglewood, which is where you were meant to meet, and you did some investigating around the Tanglewood. You found some signs of passage. You found a curious sign of some goblins in the region. And then you, while wandering around, you kind of stumbled into a patrol from Jiminy and were able to convince them that you had honest business with the pirate captain, and so they led you to the pirate ship, where you had a parley with Jiminy, and she let you know that she had some needs. One of the needs was for someone with some kind of arcane skills or magical skills that would be able to help her with the task, opening the chest of the deep. And you negotiated at least the beginnings of a deal that you would help her open the chest of the deep in exchange for some help in Locke's ongoing sort of mission to find and kill Jakey Smiles. That's his name, right? Jakey Smiles.
Yeah, fuck Jakey Smiles.
Yeah, fuck Jakey. So, and you two, Locke and Captain Jiminy, had agreed, at least in principle, that if the Ivory Crowns could unlock the chest of the deep, then she would help you with your task. Now, you hadn't really said what that would be. You kind of hinted like maybe you would come on our ship and you would go track them down or chase them down. But the details of that side of the arrangement were not necessarily ironed out. On the other hand, she brought out the chest of the deep and she said, "Here's the chest of the deep," and she pointed to some dude some wizard. I can't remember his name. Let's see if his name is written down here somewhere. She kidnapped a wizard. His name was Pegwind Winterstone. Oh, of course it was.
And he was not good at his job.
No, he was a dwarf and he was a drunk. And he was stuck in the brig at the moment, and he did not open the chest of the deep. But you had some very skilled arcanists and sorcerers and such, and you all put your minds together, and with a little help from Raph, you were able to get started on the chest of the deep, at least, which was there were a couple phases. If I remember, you had to build a little like mechanical key like device, and then you had to infuse it with an arcane signature to make sure it would trick the magical lock. And you were in the middle of doing that. You had made an attempt that failed, and when it failed, the lock had sort of snapped the tool off. And you had also discovered that a little salt water would open it up again. Basically, you pulled out all the stops, and you were able to do a pretty good investigation.
Sorry.
But in the middle, you heard cries from above, the deck above. "Alert, alert! The pirates, out of your bunks, maggots!" And it turned out that the pirate ship was under attack by another pirate crew from Jakey Smiles' crew, actually. A bunch of goblins and hobgoblins and such had scurried on board to try and attempt to steal some of the important provisions from the ship, the sails, and the cannons. And when you all scurried onto the deck, you saw that some of the boats were already rowboats were already sailing away, and a couple were being loaded with cannons, and of course a real fun, exciting pirate ship battle occurred. Dresdis got shoved off the edge. The hobgoblins thought that was going to be a good idea, but then he just popped up on a rowboat and started like murdering goblins left and right. What else happened? I remember there was a pretty clutch chaos bolt from Geo that like murdered two goblin rowers in one strike, I think. Anyone else remember any heroics?
I jumped off the side.
Oh yes,
Badass.
Locke jumped off the side and did
Yeah.
stab someone in the face, if I remember.
It was the dude's first mate. I fucking jumped off the side.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Came down and slashed her in the face with a cutlass.
That's
You
right.
were in the water at some point too.
Locke.
Yeah, I drank that potion of water breathing you gave me before I did it.
Oh yeah, Locke
And I was
was
like a shark in the water.
Locke was going toe to toe with the first mate of Jakey Smiles.
I actually think Dresdes did most of the work, and then
This was a fucking.
she
beast.
tried to escape.
I missed every single Eldritch Blast almost.
Oh yeah.
But in the end, and if I remember, Raph and Geo hopped on a boat and started sailing after the ones who got away with the sail and chased them into the darkness and murdered them just before they got away and managed to recover. So actually, the battle was kind of a flawless battle because you recovered all of the stolen property. So Jakey Smiles' crew...
Oh.
Yeah?
Sorry, I had one more thing.
Yeah.
Fucking Raphael killed somebody with his rifle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
For the
it
first
was a
time.
monumentous
it.
occasion.
He did it. I remember that specifically. He shot.
Wait, sorry,
a
say
dude-
that.
Huh?
Sorry, did I say that again? Raphael did what?
He killed
That's how
somebody
it's
with
done.
his rifle. He did it.
Oh,
He hit someone and it hit and it killed him.
He killed him. He did it
kill the man.
with his rifle, and he did. I don't know if he's done that yet.
Yeah. If he has, it was not since the beginning.
Yeah.
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 He broke the curse, guys.
Yeah.
It awakened something inside of him.
And so you guys managed to save the day. As I said, you basically you altered the balance of power among the pirate ships in this region. Jakey Smiles was trying to deal a serious blow to Jiminy and get away with some important provisions, but you stopped that and instead dealt a blow to Jakey Smiles because while you killed a handful of his crew at least, including his first mate. So he's probably licking his wounds back at his ship, wherever that is, something you guys haven't actually determined yet. But you went back under the deck and returned to the task at hand, which was opening up the chest of the deep. Raphael made another attempt at the chest, this time successful, managing to open up the chest. And what did we see? Well, you opened up the chest. Inside the chest, first of all, it was full of seawater. And as you opened the chest, it broke the watertight seal, whatever that was, and a bunch of sort of seawater flowed out with like, seaweed, barnacles, and seashells and such. And maybe a couple pieces of treasure got caught up in that flow, and a couple coins land on the table and the desk around. But on top of the pile of treasure that was inside the chest, there was a skull, a kind of rotten, waterlogged flesh. There's still some flesh hanging off the skull, enough that it had a couple little beady eyes in there and a little waterlogged tongue. And at first you thought it was just a kind of disgusting, rotten skull, but then its eyes moved and looked up at you, and it sort of coughed out some seawater, spit out a piece of seaweed, and I can't remember what it said. Do you guys remember what it said?
No.
It just said something like, "Oh my God, I'm free" or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
Like
exactly what it was.
I'm finally free.
Finally, after so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And that's where we cut off because I had no idea what went next. This is how I'm running this campaign. My last campaign, it was deeply planned out, but this one most things are just random so that I can change it up whenever I get somewhere. So
I
I
absolutely love that.
yeah. So I knew
Okay.
there
Opening
was
up a deep sea chest with a sick ass talking skull in it. That's like
Yeah.
straight from. That's awesome.
It's cool that none of us, including you, have any idea what this is. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, right. Well, now I know, but I had to spend 3 weeks trying to be like, okay, what the fuck was that about? Yeah, this is fun. And that way, if you guys ever give me like hints and clues like, oh, we want to do this, it's easier for me to weave it into the story. Okay,
Is
so
it
we'll...
It's a human skull?
It's hard to
From what we can
tell.
tell?
I'm going to say, why don't we do some medicine checks? We never have a call to do medicine checks.
Yeah, that's the
man,
first.
I'm
D&D
sure
period.
that I'm really good at that. Presumably intelligence check.
Or wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
even
shit.
better. I'm
Sucker.
super good at those.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Hey. Hey.
Geo,
Grab.
you think it's an orc.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
You guys can all see your rolls, so I'll do it old school this time, because we can see who got what. So yeah, Geo, you think it's an orc. Locke, you think it's a human. Lucius, you think it's a human too. But Raph, you are pretty sure it's a dwarf.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's
Let's go back to private rolling,
some
please.
kind of
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like the other one more.
I prefer when we have no idea.
Agreed.
Okay. It's some kind of short orc with pale skin with a beard.
I'm pretty sure
I'm-
that's a human.
I mean, it's a skull, so it doesn't really have any hair. I mean, it seems.
Yeah, there's like one little patch of whiskers off some flesh hanging on the chin.
Oh.
Yeah, I am sure that this is a dwarven skull.
Your own
Are you a dwarf?
your own scientific explorations of things, your own exploration of tombs, you can tell by the size. It's a little bit smaller. It looks like a dwarf skull. In any case, it coughs out and it says, I'm free. Oh, who are you? But before you can you sort of engage it in any kind of conversation, Havlin, who is the first mate of Jemeni, he is a drow, if you remember. He's a drow elf. He is the only mate or the only pirate in the room other than the wizard who's in the brig. And when he sees that you've opened the chest as it floods out, while you guys are sort of getting your bearings and looking at it, he walks over to the chest. He grabs the head, pulls it out, and puts it on the table next to it. And then he reaches in and he grabs out some treasure out of the chest and he stuffs it into one of his pouches while he looks over his shoulder towards the door and the stairway that leads back up to the main ship, where you can hear a couple of pirates have rushed off to tell Jemeni that the chest has been opened. And he looks at the rest of you who are kind of just staring at him and he says, a pirate doesn't get rich without taking a double share here and there. Get yours quick before the captain gets back. And he dips his hand in one more time, pulls some more coins and stuffs it into his chest, into his pouch. And he hustles back over towards the door and he sort of looks up the stairs as kind of a lookout. And so if you wish, you can try and reach into the treasure chest of the deep and fish out some treasure. Who would like to do that? Any and all? Everybody?
I got a deal that needed bacon, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sit there with my hands on the back of my head and just lean against the wall.
Stress is like, well, out of curiosity, let's just have a little peek, see.
Justice is the best.
Justice, you're gonna do it? Do it? Then
Yeah,
do
I
it.
love it.
Anyone who wants to do it can do an investigation check.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel like
definitely gonna do it.
Raphael is too curious for this. He's definitely gonna do it.
Okay.
It's a what check?
Investigation.
Investigation.
I'll look over people's shoulders.
All right.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on.
Dresdis and Raphael, you're both reach in and
Lose both of our hands.
yeah, you get bitten off by the alligator. No,
Oh, damn it! This would happen.
I knew it.
And
you
this will
can
work.
you can hear like the footsteps of people coming towards, so you're kind of quick. You reach in and you feel something that's kind of, it feels like a kind of large, and as you pull it out, both of you have managed to find a gold signet ring. You don't have too much time to take a quick look at it, but if you're gonna jot it into your loot, your quick estimation, it's got a big old gem on it too. Each of yours has something different and carved in it, and you can investigate that a little bit later. But they are gold signet rings, and they're worth. Your estimate is worth about 75 gold pieces. Who else? Okay, Geo and Lucius, you both also find a ring of some kind in there. And actually, I'll say that Geo, you find a ring, and Lucius, you find a small bracelet.
Okay.
Lucius, you already have bracelets, right? Isn't your charm a bracelet? Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm overthinking things. You both. Lucius finds a bracelet. Geo finds a ring, but both of you can tell that, you know, in my world, there's that magical kind of tingle. Both of you can tell that whatever you've grabbed has some kind of magical property. Again, you can hear footsteps coming, so you don't really have too much time to investigate it, so you stuff it into your pocket. But yeah, write down either magical ring for Geo or magical bracelet for Lucius, and we can figure out what those are.
Oh, bracelet? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. As you are doing that, the skull on the desk chuckles, says, "Stealing treasure you know nothing about. Only a stupid pirate does that."
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I'm actually not a pirate, so.
Some more seaweed sprays out of her mouth. At this point, Jemeni comes into the room, and I want everyone except Locke to do a stealth check.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to use inspiration on this because.
All right.
Also gonna use inspiration. Oh, but it's so long until the end of the session. If I need it
I'm
again.
sorry, guys. I'm running your inspiration uses.
I'm not using it.
Oh, Lucius.
Damn it.
It was a critical fail or a 20.
Oh my god, that's so annoying.
What am I supposed to be doing here?
You're doing a stealth check to hide that you stole some treasure from the
Damn.
chest.
Okay, alright.
Okay, so let's see, Geo. Yeah, Geo and Okay, no, Geo and Lucius. So everyone kind of stuffed their things into their pouch, but part of the problem was you reached into a big old wet tank. You basically reach into a fish tank, right? And so your hands are wet. Your sleeves are wet. So as Jemeni comes into the room, most of you have hidden your stuff, but Lucius is like wiping his hands on his jacket, you know, all kind of awkwardly as he walks away from the table. And Geo is also not quite so obviously, but like wringing out his sleeve or something. And you kind of look inconspicuously towards Jemeni. She looks at each of you, gives you a look, looks back at Haviland, and he's like, sort of shrugs and shakes his head. And she looks back at all of you, doesn't say anything, and instead goes straight to the skull that is sitting on the table. And she looks for a second. She shakes her head and she says, "The story is true then. You are her, Benedetta." And at that point, I want anyone who wants to can do a history check on that name. And Locke, you get I'll be granting you advantage on yours.
Yeah. Advantage on my +0 roll.
Yes. Nice.
I'm so good at intelligence and wisdom.
Okay. So, Locke.
Oh, I didn't roll. What are we rolling?
Oh, history check. History check to see if you recognize the name Benedetta. Locke is the only one who kind of recognizes the name other than Anthony or Lucius. Lucius, I sent you a little whisper. Did you get it?
Did.
Okay. But Locke, you know that the word Benedetta is pirate slang, so think of it as like thieves' cant.
Mm-hmm.
At least your version of thieves' cant, pirate cant. That means traitor. Okay. So like if there was a pirate on your crew that betrayed you in some way, they would often call them a Benedetta or the Benedetta, and then make them walk the plank or hang them or kill them or something. They usually do something awful to them.
Right.
So she comes in and she says, "The story is true then. You are her, Benedetta." And the skull, again, sort of cackles out and says, "Bah! Where's Bloodbeard? What's he got this time? Threats? Threats or more deals? I won't take either." And she says, "Answer me!" Jiminy says, "Answer me! Are you Benedetta the traitor?" She's the skull, seemingly intimidated by Jiminy's threats, says, Yes, I am. Who the fuck are you?" Jiminy doesn't answer the question. She says, "Well, if you are Benedetta the traitor, then can you lead me to the Trident of Speed?" And the skull is quiet for a second. Benedetta is quiet for a second. She says, "Aye, if you're not allied with that Bloodbeard." And Jiminy looks around the room and she realizes that this conversation has been carried out in front of others, including strangers. And she motions to Haviland. She says, "You guys, all y'all make a perception check." She whispers something kind of silently or quietly towards Haviland.
Yeah.
I'm assuming my roll was amazing.
I'm assuming mine was dog shit.
Geo rolled literally 2 20s.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa. Unheard of.
So most of you can't really pick up on it. Dresdis, you could just pick up a little bit. She's giving him commands, like basically orders of things to do, and you can hear her saying something about the treasure. But Geo, you are standing the closest to the door and the closest to the two of them, and you're able to hear that she tells Haviland to take the skull into her chambers, and then to get Barrick, and she says another name that I don't have in my notes right now, and have them divvy up the treasure amongst the crew. That's what she says. And then she turns back to... I do have them in my notes. She says, get Barrick, Corin, and Taryn to count and distribute the treasure out among the crew. Then she turns back to Locke, and she says, "Well, Locke, it seems you've upheld your side of the bargain, and as is demanded by Pirate Code, I will have to uphold my side of the bargain now. I have some things to attend to, but I will have Haviland summon you within the hour for us to discuss the remainder of our deal. Is that acceptable?"
Aye, sounds good to me.
"All right, then I'll see you in an hour." And she storms out of the room.
On her way out,
Yeah.
yeah, Dredge's gonna be like, "Excuse me, miss. When you go to find that trident, you keep in mind that the ivory crowns are currently for hire."
She looks over at Locke. She meets eyes with Locke as though asking if this is true, sort of non-verbally. Do you give her a nod? You say aye.
We do merc work.
She nods and says, "Well, that might be very helpful." She leaves the room. She actually grabs the skull and she just brings the skull with her instead of letting Haviland do it. And then she says to Haviland, "Divvy up the treasure and then send this lot in to see me." Anything y'all want to get up to, or are you just gonna mill about while Haviland goes and does what?
Is it just the ivory crowns in the room?
No, at this point, I think it's Taryn who was. So there was, if you remember last time, outside the brig there was a large Kugong furbolg. That's Taryn. He's now come in the room, as well as a small Sverfneblin has come in, and the Sverfneblin has pulled up a stool and has climbed up onto the chair and is starting to pull the treasure out, and is sort of sorting it. And the large furbolg is just sort of standing with his arms crossed, kind of looking at each of you.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say anything then. This would say it's just for the ivory crowns.
Okay, well, you guys can find a little bit of privacy if you'd like to have a little chat. But inside the brig here, it looks like there's going to be a number of pirates sort of counting up and divvying up the treasure.
Never mind then. I'm good.
We good?
I am.
Okay, so you all can kind of watch. And as they pull out, there's kind of your typical what you would expect in a pirate treasure chest. There are a lot of coins. A lot of the coins are platinum and gold coins. So some of you are, your greedy side is starting to get bolstered by just seeing all these coins put out there. There are also some jewelry, some similar to the kinds that you have pulled out there. Why don't we do... Well, how about this? Anyone who is interested and is kind of watching the treasure as it comes out, sort of inspecting it visually, since you're not really going to be allowed to kind of go and touch it, anyone who does that can do a history check for me.
Alrighty. Absolutely, I'm doing it. The treasure.
Okay. Most of you, among the coins and jewelry, for whatever expertise you might have in that area, and some of you might have more than others, you don't really recognize the mint of the coin or the style of the jewelry. The mint of the coin has symbols on it that you don't recognize. So remember, in Gurdan, there are, several different nations. Each nation, for the most part, has its own mint, and each mint usually stamps the coins with something different. But these ones are stamped with depictions of sea life, and that's something that is not common in this area of the world. You don't know of any countries that do that. And then also the minting looks like old style minting, so not using some of the more modern metallurgic styles. And the style of jewelry is a little bit, as I said, also foreign. But I'm going to send a little whisper. But what you also notice is that the pirates are doing what's called a pirate sort. Locke, you recognize it. They're sorting it into coins, and then into jewelry, and then into anything else. And then commonly what happens with this kind of sort is the the extra stuff, the magics and the cool stuff, that goes to the captain usually. The jewelry and anything fancy in that group often go to the first mates and the bosun and some of the first ring of commanders, and then all the coins get divvied up amongst the rest of the mates. And so you can see this going on as they're counting it up, and you can see little portions. Each pirate is going to get their share being divvied up by this group. And this takes about 45 minutes. And then as this happens, about half an hour in, Havlin comes back into the room. And he doesn't really help out with the sorting at all, but he kind of oversees it. And then when it's done, he goes and he scoops up 5 shares, and they're just wrapped up in a simple piece of burlap. And they're pretty big, a couple handfuls worth of coins, and he brings them over to each of you, and he hands you them, and he says, the captain says that you get a share for helping us open the chest. So there you go, I guess. And he plates one in each of your hands, and each of you can open up the little burlap, the little piece of burlap.
Thank you, sir.
And you can see in there roughly about 200 coins. But after a quick count, it's 32 platinum pieces and 172 gold pieces each.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That is some booty.
Say those numbers again.
32 platinum and 172 gold.
Nice.
And I didn't say what they were, but in case you're taking notes and you care, I will say that the platinum pieces have what do you think is a cool sea animal to be on platinum pieces? Maybe
like a giant
Sweet
octopus.
octopus.
I was thinking
Yeah,
octopus or
that's
kraken, but I'm thinking maybe like a sea dragon, since we're in a fantastic world. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, that works.
Sea
Yeah,
dragon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
On a
then,
platinum piece, that totally makes sense.
and then like the gold, maybe like a kraken. Yeah. Okay, we'll say that.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
that's cool. Can we call him Kraken instead?
Two-headed serpent.
Two-headed sea serpent.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, I like it. Okay. And maybe
the
it's,
platinum.
fucking A, I gotta write this down now. I was just making this shit up for fun. Now it's like, this is too cool. Do I have an entry for this country? No.
Wait, that means Bobby just chose our destroyer, kind of like
Yeah,
Ghostbusters.
exactly. Yes.
That was my purpose the entire time.
Oh, okay. 3D chess, I see.
Okay. So we will. So yeah, you got your share. You look at these coins; they're a little bit strange. But yeah, you just put them in your pouch, probably because you're like, yay, got some coin. But then another like 5 or 10 minutes later, Havlin's overseen as other mates come into the room and get their shares as well. And then after all the shares have been divvied out except for the captain's share, he grabs up the captain's share, and among it are a number of other pieces of jewelry that appear to be magical, as well as 3 interesting looking amulets. You're not really sure what they are. But he wraps them up in a nicer piece of silk, and he just ties it into a little pouch, and then he says, "All right, follow me." And he leads you through the ship into the captain's quarters, where he says, "All right, Captain, are you ready?" Captain's like, "Yes, bring them in." And he comes in, he places the captain's chair on the captain's desk, and then he goes to stand at the back of the room to sort of listen in on the meeting. But Jemeni says, "No, outside." And he says, "All right." And he goes outside and he closes the door. And it's just you 5 with Jemeni in the room. And she says, "All right, Locke, I guess we have to decide on your terms, on your side of the bargain. what do you think is our best plan for taking out this Jakey Smiles?
We're taking out Jakey. Well, we've already started. I killed his first mate out there on your ship.
Aye. Well, now that he's drawn blood on my crew, I'll tell you this mission you've signed me up for is sounding even more interesting.
Oh, he's a no good snake, he is. Doesn't have what he needs, just comes to steal it from another pirate. Doesn't even bother to take it from, I don't know, a trading ship. Literally anything else other than another pirate, right?
Right. He's got none of the pirate's honor.
Nah, he ain't got no sense of decency in him at all. That's why we had to kill him. Well, it's not the only reason, but all you need to know is that I need him to die. Anyway, here's what I was thinking. We get near his ship, right? We're gonna find it. You run up. Well, I mean, to be honest, how confident are you in a ship-to-ship battle?
Well, what kind of ship he got? Do you know?
Nah, I don't know. If I knew what kind of ship he had, I'd be looking for where it's berthed because I'll be stealing it right out from under his bloody nose.
Right. Well, that's something you're gonna have to figure out for us then. Where he's at, where he's anchored, how many guns he's got. Obviously, if he trying to steal our guns, he's
Probably not too many.
probably not got too many right now. But two of my guns got busted on my last run, and that's one of the things we've been looking for here. Maybe seeing if we can find us some new guns, some cheap ones if we got some. Our sails are fine, and the hull, we just patched it up on our last time in port. But we could use a new anchor too. Those are the main things.
My man Raphael could probably help you out with those cannons.
Oh,
I certainly have some skills in this arena. I have never done something on such a large scale with so much powder, but I can certainly think that the skills will translate.
huh. Luck. Your companions are they come with a bunch of surprises, pleasant surprises, I will say.
Right.
I've got a gunner already there, Raphael. Is that what he said your name was? Well,
Yes, that is true, my good captain. I am Raphael de Corvo.
oh, De Corbo. I've heard that name before. What is it? The rifles, the gunners.
Perhaps you. Yes, it seems that you are familiar with my family craft. Mea capa, his name is Leonardo de Corvo, and he is the inventor of these fine weapons.
Ha 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 ha. Well, Locke, you have brought a true treasure on board today. Well, yes, this sounds like a great advantage. I would love some De Corbo cannons on my boat.
I think I can get to work immediately. It's the least I can do for the business you have brought to our organization, the Ivory Crowns.
Ah, haha. Well, the business indeed. This new pair of cannons would certainly help us out to take out Jakey's crew once we find it. Now, Locke, if you're going to be, you and your Ivory Crowns are going to be part of this crew, we need to be thinking about positions for y'all. I said I've already got a chief gunner on the crew, but perhaps Raphael could help him out, help out in the gunnery. Any of the rest of you got skills, or are you just good for swabbing decks?
I use
Well, I'm
magic.
pretty. Sorry, good.
I use magic.
Ah, I did see you use some kind of powers out there. Oh, so magic, eh? Do you use it to fight or something else?
Both.
Ah,
I need
well,
insult. Yeah.
you're like a little walking cannon, and you're not bad looking if I don't say. You got anyone warm in your bed?
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, sex, boy. Do you want to have sex?
It just seemed like a pretty transparent allegory, Geo. It seemed to catch up, buddy.
Are you a shy one? Huh?
I wouldn't say so, and no thanks.
Huh, fine. Huh. Well, Locke, I guess they don't got any of those extra skills I've been looking for, huh? Well, magic. Well, maybe you could be running with the gunners too. What do you think, Locke? These ivory crowns, are they fit for a pirate's crew, or?
Alright, they could do some fine piracy. Lucius over there, he's got the, let's just say he's got the motivation for treasure.
Yeah, it's gonna be just fine.
He's got the magic to back it up. Oro, or not Oro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that all
Stop
the
making
time.
your characters 3 letters that
Oh yeah, I didn't
Geo.
realize that. Kind of.
Jo, he's good with the hammer and good with the spells. I mean, we got our local cannoneer and engineer. We got Raphael. Myself, obviously, I know the pirates trade well. And then we got Dresdes here, who is, well, he's a walking wall. Like, I mean, I don't want to fight him.
Locke is also very good at slitting throats.
I mean, that's just piracy in general, Lucius.
Well, it looks like we've got some with some fighting skills and some with maybe some brains. And, well, pirates with brains is a little hard to come by. So, yeah, we could welcome the Ivory Crowns on board. Now, I have to let you know that this crew here under my command, we're on an important mission, you could call it. Yeah, we're after some treasure, but it's more than treasure. There's a little bit of vengeance. I won't tell you the whole story until you need to, but this chest of the deep you helped us open, this Benedetta the traitor that was inside, is all part of a myth, maybe a legend, you'd say, about Bloodbeard, the dread pirate Bloodbeard. I ran up against him a few years ago. He killed some of my closest friends, and I swore to end him. And this trident of speed that we're on about, that we're looking for, it's a key to making sure that Bloodbeard sails his final night out into the sea. Now, you've got a little bit of a vengeance game going on there, Locke, going after Jakey. And I hope to help you with it. I gave you my word. But my main mission is to go find this trident of speed. Benedetta, she can help me find it. She knows where it is. And I'll be heading out that way. What she tells me right now is it's south of here. I don't know what that means. Maybe all the way to Pyrene, back to the Kugon Empire. That's where I was planning to sail anyways. Are you okay we heading that way?
Well, I can only speak for myself. I ain't got no problems heading towards the Kugong Empire. So long as Jakey dies, and I got a gripe with Bloodbeard myself. Bloodbeard's the one who killed my crew, right?
Nope.
No, it wasn't.
No, that's Captain
that?
Gerard the Foul.
Oh, you're right, it was. Never mind.
Bloodbeard is just the
Mythical pirate. Dude.
Yeah, the mythical pirate, and you've probably well, for you, you know this. Bloodbeard is thought to be a passed down title. So because Bloodbeard has been
He's the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, exactly. So he's been a pirate for many centuries apparently, and there are lots and lots of tales and myths about him. So Benedetta the traitor is, even though you didn't quite pick up on it when you first heard the name, little pieces have been filling into your mind, and you realize that there are myths about Bloodbeard and Benedetta the Traitor, whatever that story is. You probably haven't been able to conjure the whole story to your mind, but you realize that you've sort of stepped into some of the legends of Bloodbeard with this Chest of the Deep. That probably also was part of the legends of Bloodbeard. Okay?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'll continue then.
All right. So here's something else I want you to do, Locke. Do me a history. Yeah. Okay. So all I'm going to give you with this is you remember, I want you to sort of check your journal right now. You know your map?
Yeah.
Something about this makes you think that it's tied into your map, maybe.
Like maybe that's what Greasy Hook hid down there,
Yes.
is the trident.
Yeah. You think that maybe the trident is the missing fifth thing. At least it sounds like it could fit on there.
Right.
Okay, but that's something I'll say is just swimming around your brain right now. It doesn't come out in the conversation.
Copy that.
Okay, so we'll say that you kind of settled on you guys agreed. Ivory Crowns are probably going to team up with Jemeni the Gloom and her and the Golden Chain. And then you will, the other thing that she tries to express is that it's going to be a few weeks, months, whatever, before she's ready to sail out. This is that video game quest line thing, when you're ready, come back to the boat and we'll sail out, but that way y'all can go. I know there are other plot lines that we might want to finish off. Yeah, I think we're good here unless there's anything else you want to do with Jemeni.
No, I think we're good.
No, we're good.
Okay.
I just want to thank her for including us. I'll RP it. That's the way.
Yep.
Well, Jiminy, just want to thank you for including myself and my crew and your share in the Chest of the Deep. You didn't have to, but it was damn good of you two.
Aye, you earned it. And, well, let's say it's the first share of booty that you earned as part of me crew.
Boy. Alright, I just wanted to RP that.
Yeah. Aye, well, you know where to find us here in this hidden cove. Once you find out where Jakey Smiles is anchored up, or where him and his crew is headed, you let us know and we'll sail on out.
Boy, I'll get right on it.
Alrighty. Okay, so we'll say that was at night, so we'll say that you guys bunk up here on the ship for the night, and then the next day, which is feed day, you head back into town because you were a few hours out of town. So they row you back to the shore. You march on into town into the city of Earshore. So I'm going to switch us over to Earshore. Oops, not that one. And while I'm here, why don't I preload? So on your way back, I want everyone to do a perception check for me.
I am still loading, but I think
Holy shabackers. Okay. So, you all are walking in. It's noonday. It is a little bit, it's definitely really chilly out today. And again, as you're walking into town, there's sort of flurries and snow. And it's outside of town, it settles and it sticks. Only about an inch is really there. But as you get into town, the passageway of so many people in carts along the roads has really cleared it. It's kind of made it into kind of a muddy slush. and you're walking in, and inside the gate, you pass through the main west gate, or it's actually the south gate, but on the right-hand side here, right where the blazing halberds are. Maybe even Dresdis goes in to just say hi as you're passing by. And it's as you kind of come out of the blazing halberds, Dresdis, you and Raph both notice that across the street, it's kind of busy afternoon, but across the street, you see a furbolg. And this furbolg is stands out for a couple reasons. One, he's well armed. You are in the mercenary fighters guild district of town, so there are a lot of well armed kind of guards and so on about. But he doesn't look like a guard. He looks like a merc, just because he's carrying a large number of weapons, and his weapons and armor look well seasoned, like he's used them. The other reason he stands out is he's a Kugong furbolg, not a where are we? Tirad furbolg. So most of the furbolgs from Tirad come from Fernhenge, which is just to the south, and they tend to dress in more greens and have a kind of foresty kind of feel, whereas the Kugong furbolgs tend to have darker, ruddy brown skin and brown hair, and they tend to be known for being good engineers and working with stone and so on. So he stands out because you don't see very many Kugong furbolgs about. But then also, the main reason why you guys pick up on it is he seems to be staring at Locke. And Locke is completely oblivious to this at the moment. I don't know what he's doing, showing off his new parry technique to one of the blazing halberds. But
I still haven't even mastered yet.
Yeah, exactly. And he's staring at you, or he's staring at Locke. And you two both see this, and you maybe exchange a glance. And Gio, you pick up on this too. You actually see them exchange a glance, and you look over to see what they're looking at. And as the three of you kind of draw or move your attention over to the furbolg, he notices, and he ducks into an alley across the street and is now out of view. You want to do anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, should we go ask him what's up?
First, what I'm gonna do first is so you noticed that he noticed us, he saw us.
He saw all of you looking at him, and then as a result of that, he kind of, as you will when you get caught looking at people, he ducked into an alleyway.
I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and follow him.
Okay. What are you gonna disguise yourself as?
I don't know. I guess we could just follow him. I don't need to use that yet.
Okay, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll use it. I'll roll Disguise Self then.
Yeah.
I'll follow even further behind him.
Okay.
So
I'm just gonna like turn into like a regular human like merchant. You know what I mean? Just a normal dude.
Okay.
Sorry to break the flow of things, but can I get a short rest from the night we stayed at on Jimeni's?
Yep. Everyone can have a short rest after that.
Nice.
Okay. So you say you just want to turn into a human merchant.
Yeah, just a human merchant.
Wearing some silks, maybe, something like...
Yeah, not even that fancy. Just like maybe like a fishmonger or something.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like just like a peasant-y kind of
I can't
dude.
see that. Could you tell me what that was?
You got an 8.
Okay, I was going to do it too. 8 and 3.
God damn it, I also did it.
You got a 5.
Blind.
Gio got a 5.
Oh, it automatically did it. Can I
Automatically, that's it.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
roll more
Yo,
or
if you
no?
hit dice, yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, you could just keep rolling it. Like, I rolled one and then I rolled another.
Do you mind telling me the sum of my two?
It auto adds it, so we're good.
10, Gio.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yep, auto added.
You rolled 1 twice, Geo, so good job.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. So that means most of us got some heals. Good. Okay. So it sounds like Dresdis or Raf cast disguise self, heads out right away to try and follow him. Dresdis is going to follow Raf. Geo, you saw this happening. What you going to do?
Oh goodness. I think I'm just gonna follow kind of Shadow Wrath.
Okay, so you're going to fall in with Dresdis, sort of following behind Raf.
Yeah.
At this point, Locke and Lucius, you notice the Ivory Crowns are kind of on the move.
I'll follow.
Okay.
I just look over.
I'll follow.
All right.
Raphael's just transforming himself into a fishmonger.
I'm gonna follow the transforming dude real quick.
I'll sidle up to Dresdis and be like, "Oi, what's going on?"
I'll just whisper, looks like someone was tailing you. And he was armed to the teeth.
Oh, all right. Let's see if we can't find him. I'm gonna go sneaky boy mode.
Okay.
I think it is the best if maybe you will stick back and I can do some investigation because he would not recognize me.
Okay,
But
so
stay close in case things go off on the wrong foot.
yeah,
I'm keeping transform wrath in my vision, but I'm not worrying about the other guy's vision.
Yeah.
right. Okay, so Raph, we're gonna mostly be doing this for you. So first, I need you to do a perception check. All right, so when you get into that alleyway, you can just see his. Basically, what you see is he's carrying 2 crossbows on his back, and you just see the edge of one of those crossbows on the far end of the alley go, behind the building. So you just got a glimpse of him. You need to kind of rush to the end of that alleyway to see if you can catch him again. That alley opens up into the street. Not quite the main street, but a bigger street. So yeah, you can do that. Now, are you going to be trying to be sneaky, or you can just rush too? Like you could just run to the end of the alley.
Will I be able to catch up with him if I do that?
If you do that, you won't be like right on him, but you will definitely be closer to get a better glimpse when you get to around the corner.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll run towards him, yeah.
Okay. Now, Dresdis and the rest of y'all, you see the human fishmonger kind of dash into the alley, but you recognize that this alley is cutting through sort of a little block. You could walk around the block to the other side if you wanted, or you could walk out down towards the main street, which it kind of looks like that's where they're headed. Do you want to go in the alley, or do you want to follow him through the alley, or do you want to try and circumvent?
I'm gonna try to circumvent.
Okay, is everyone going to try and circumvent? We can split, or we can do.
If he's circumventing, I'll just try to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna help out and just try to.
Yeah,
make sure
I'm gonna
it's successful.
nod at Gio, and we're gonna split up.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and stay in like the shadow of Dresdis. Like I'm trying to like hide behind him basically,
Sure.
which is what stealth.
Yep. I've got your stealth. Okay. So you're going to be stealthy. I'll say you split with him. Lucius, do you want to go with Geo then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then first, Raph, do a perception check. You get advantage because you dashed to the end of the alleyway. Okay. Now I want the other 2 teams. You can decide amongst you. Are you each going to do a perception check, or is one of you going to aid the other one? And if you do, then you...
Yeah.
Did I cut out?
Yeah.
Right,
so
Sorry.
Decide amongst us about what?
You can decide amongst yourself if you each want to do a perception check, or one of you aids the other, in which case whoever does the perception check gets advantage.
I will aid Dresdis.
I will
Okay.
aid Geo.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Then
What do you have?
My perception is
Yes, you have advantage.
pretty underwhelming to me.
Is it a -1?
0.
Okay, then I'm gonna aid you or try.
Okay, all right. Here we go.
I guess I have to roll to see if we can see damage. I don't know if he does it.
They're just all 20s.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, everyone roll 20s. You see the future. Okay, so Dresdis and Locke, you guys skirt around right. Geo and Lucius, you guys skirt around left. And Raph, you ran right down the alleyway to see him. Raph, you're the first one to get there. You notice that he has crossed this street and he's ducking into another alleyway. And he's looked over he's looking over his shoulder. So I need Raph to do Raph, you do a stealth check for me.
Stealth check, and he's too far away for me to like grab his attention or anything.
You could, are you trying to grab his attention or are you trying to hide? If you want to grab his attention.
I mean, like, I'm not trying to grab his attention. I'm just like trying to act like I want to basically scream at him and ask him if he wants to buy fish, and see if he responds to that, and then like lead into a conversation that can be helpful.
Right. Okay. So, you are close enough that you can call out.
So I kind of call it, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I noticed that maybe you could be in the market for some fine, freshly caught fish."
Okay. So, do a persuasion check.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's not a good roll for me.
He completely ignores you and ducks
He sure does.
into the alley. Now, Geo, you come around the corner and you hear a disguised Raphael voice saying, "Hey, do you want to buy some fish?" And he's waving some fish in the air, I guess. I don't know. But you can see this furbolg who's ducked into the alleyway. And who's with you, Lucius? You and Lucius actually you're closer than anyone at the moment, so you have the best vantage point on them. So even though you're not right up on him, you can see him walking down this alley and you can see down the alley, so that even without moving, you've got eyes on him for, the next round or whatever. Now,
Question, if you were to say how far away he is in feet, how many feet would that be?
That's a good question. Let me grab are we all here? I'm going to put us where we are because I'm using the map to do my narration. So we're kind of popped out here. Can you guys see where I am? Over near 33?
Yep.
The map has not loaded for me, actually. So you might have to relog.
I see it.
Yeah, you might need to relog, Bobby. Let's see if I can reload it. Preload it. It's not super important, Bobby, because we're not in the actual battle yet, but if you want to relog, go ahead. So we started out here at the Blazing Halberds, and he ran through this alley and came out here.
Okay.
And that's where Raphael ran through. And then Geo and Lucius walked around this way, and Locke and Dresdis came around this way. And he ended up going down this alleyway. So Lucius and Geo are standing right on this corner watching him go down this alleyway. Raph just came out of this one and yelled, "Hey, do you want some fish?" And the other two are up here.
Surprisingly ineffective.
Yeah. Yeah. And so everyone can basically, we're not in initiative order at this point, so we can kind of decide what our next step is, how you want to continue tracking him down.
My question is he within
now.
30 feet of me?
I will say not at the moment, but if you walked across the street, which you could do right now, he would be.
I'll do that. I have an idea.
Okay, you can walk across the street. It's not super busy, but you pass between some commoners. There's a guy trying to sell fish. Do a wisdom check to see if you know that's Raphael.
God damn it.
So straight wisdom.
Yeah. Yep. You're just like, I think that's Raphael. But yeah, okay, you walk across the street. He's inside this alley. He's about 20 feet away from you now. You're still in the street, so if you cast, people can see you casting, but you're casting down the alley. People won't see who you're casting at.
I like to get. Can I get 5 feet closer to him?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that way.
And now 5 feet closer, I'm gonna say you're like right on the edge of the alleyway there. There's like there's a little busker right next to you who's selling seashells.
See. Oh, okay. I have choices now. Does when we saw him, did does he look strong? Like was able to.
He looks like a fighter.
Shit.
Okay, I'll tell you this. You come up this close, you're now 15 feet awake because I said you are. So do a perception and I'll try and give you a better description.
All right, that's right.
Yeah, so you can see that he's got, like I said, the 2 crossbows. He's got a heavy hammer that kind of looks like yours. He's also got 2 swords on the side, and there's about 5 different daggers hanging off of his stuff. He's wearing hide armor, and yeah, he looks pretty tough.
I was leaning towards lightning lure, but I think I'm gonna try to put him in a hole.
Earth grapple?
Mold earth.
Yeah, mold earth. But do you want to use your new earth grapple?
I thought about it, but it's not 100% reliable yet. It's
yeah. So here's how I'm gonna rule this. You're using mold earth to try and get the earth underneath him to kind of grab his feet, right?
That's right. Okay.
And so if you fail at it, it just fails to grab. It doesn't fail to do the mold earth part.
Okay. That sounds good. I'll do that. Throw out a 20 then, I guess. Or
let me just pull out my notes because I forgot what my rules were.
I forgot. I put all the info in. I should be able to just click it. Yeah. Did I? Oh, shoot. No, I didn't. I didn't have a different one. No.
Yeah, you need to make a Arcana check. What level are you on right now? Geo, you are level 9. So you need to hit DC 12 Arcana, and I will let you roll a Charisma Arcana instead of Intelligence Arcana. Because you're a Charisma caster.
In that case, I'll do this.
You can just roll D20 and we can add the numbers after if you wanted.
I was gonna have fun and just throw it all in.
Oh, and it adds your today's elemental boost. An elemental boost today is 14th day of Ilichad. There's only +1 from Earth because you are on the continent of Tirad. So yeah, you can add +1 to that. You can't put the.
Why did I say D10?
And you can't put the Arcana in front of that, or else it won't work.
My bad. I'm tired.
Yeah, dude, get out.
Get out.
We're bringing Aura back. Fuck you.
Okay.
We're going back.
So Geo, you roll the 1. So
Okay.
you wild surge. I'm gonna say you wild surged.
Oh no.
So go roll on your wild surge table.
You never asked.
This could turn real bad real fast. I like it.
Okay.
Is it D100? I think you got to roll.
I think it's a 20 actually.
No, it's D100.
Is it? Oh,
I'm saying you
so
did surge. You surged because you rolled a 1 on your Arcana check, so I'm going to say you wild surge. So you have to roll a D100.
Huh. Is it okay if I make it public or?
Yeah, make it public.
So 17.
17.
Table is
Oh, no.
you grow a long beard made of feathers that remains until you sneeze, at which point the feathers explode out from your face.
I find that deeply offensive.
So
How dare you?
So like a rainbow beard of feathers appears on your face, and the Furbolg recognizes that you tried to cast the spell on him. The difficult terrain appears underneath his feet, for instance, and 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 we will go to the rest of our team. Lucius, what were you doing when this happened?
Honestly, just staring at him because I'm standing right next to him, right?
Well, he rushed across the street to do this, and then it all failed on him.
And he grew a beard.
And then he grew a beard. Yeah.
And I grew a beard.
Made out of feathers.
Are you gonna engage? Like, part of what I'm asking all of us is.
I'm looking at it and looking at what I have and like seeing what I can do and like. I just stop and look onwards.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, he hasn't done anything hostile towards you all.
No,
This was the first hostile act, and it was Geo who did it. Now,
I don't want to cast any spells on him or anything, and I can't catch him.
Okay, now Raph and the rest of the team, Dresdis and Locke, what do you want to do?
Okay, so quickly go over again, like where we're at, where he's at, what's going on.
Okay, so Raph, you're standing here.
Yeah.
You can see Locke and Dresdis just came around this corner.
Okay.
He went down this alleyway, and Geo just ran across the street here. You're Arcanist, you've been with Geo long enough. You recognize he tried to use his Earth Mold ability.
Right.
But then this beard of feathers appeared on his face, and he looks embarrassed.
Okay, so I'd like to shout again. Excuse me, sir!
Okay.
Would you happen to be in the market for some fresh seafood produce?
You're yelling at Geo?
No, man. I'm yelling at the dude in the alley.
Okay, so you're going to run over to where Geo is too?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, make another persuasion check.
Fuck, I gotta try a different option.
Yeah. Okay. He, at this point, he pulls out one of his crossbows.
Ooh, okay.
And he ducks around this corner over here. He's now out of sight.
Okay.
Now, if at any point you all want to engage in initiative, or he attacks you, which is a possible thing that might happen, we will go into initiative. But for now, I'm okay staying out. Or you guys want to stay out, or do you want to go into initiative?
Yeah, we haven't gotten into combat yet, I don't think.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Okay.
Until he shoots at us, we're not in combat.
Yeah, okay. Dresdis and Locke, you saw Raft run down there. What do y'all want to do? You guys are sort of furthest away, but again, we're not in combat, so you can move where you want to move. You could run down here. You could run out into the street. You could come over here. You could try and circle around.
I want to try to go. You see where I am right here? I want to try to go down here.
Okay, and these are alleys too, right? So if you guys ever wanted to duck in there. Locke, what's your thoughts?
How far am I from the other guy?
You're pretty far away from him. You're the furthest away from him right now. You guys went around.
Fastest.
What's that?
I'm also the fastest.
Exactly. So again, do a perception for me.
Oh, okay. Oops. Sorry, one sec. I clicked L wrong button. Perception.
You can see Raph and who else is there? Geo looking down that alleyway. So you know that he ran down that alleyway, and your best guess is he's running out in this somehow towards this direction. So you could dash down to the street and try and cut him around him. You could do like
I'm gonna try to cut him off, but I'm gonna hide and try to like grab him, like without him like seeing me. Like try to like pop out and like get a grapple or something on him.
Okay, so but you're gonna try and get ahead of him then?
Yes.
Okay, so anyone else gonna try and interfere with him as he's moving, or are you all just trying to trail him at this moment?
I think we're just trailing.
And are you still trying to sell him fish?
I think he's when he took off the out the crossbow. I think I dispelled the
This
trying
guy
to
sell?
convince him I'm a fishmonger. Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
I'm doing that anymore. I kind of got to get into serious mode now because I'm pretty sure he's gonna fire at us. So I got to get back into where were you? Normal clothes.
Real clothes, please. Okay.
It was
Lock.
gonna be a good thing though. I was gonna like convince him to come check out some fish, and then I was gonna ask him what he was doing here, try to get some details out of him.
Ask him what his
But he
family's from.
He didn't want any fish.
No fish. He looked like he already ate.
That's fair.
Okay, Lock. Perception and stealth, please.
Another perception?
Yeah, because you're gonna run ahead and you're trying to get ahead of him, right?
Truth.
Okay. Let's go with all the rest of you. Just roll perceptions.
The rest of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Another perception, Geo.
Sorry.
Okay. Typical Geo roll. All right, so Raph, you drop your disguise. You come around the corner expecting. I assume, are you coming around the corner or no?
Yeah, and I've got my gun ready. No, I've got my rapier drawn.
Okay. Dresdis, you were circling around here. Locke, you were dashing out around here. But Raph, you're the only one who really is able to catch the glimpse of this. As you come around the corner, you see him with his crossbow up, turn invisible.
Oh shit.
And you can hear him invisibly running out into the street.
Oh, he sounds so fucking invisible, guys.
Yeah, you can hear his footsteps, right? And Locke, when you came around the corner here, expecting to be out in front of him, which you are, you don't see him. You think he must have went a different way. And you then see Dresdis. You saw down this alleyway. You saw Raph, but you didn't see him because he was invisible. And so you maybe linked up with Raph, but you guys walk out into this street here. You see lockdown at this part of the street, but between you, he's gone. He's invisible. What do y'all want to do?
I mean, I think I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
I was gonna go along the similar route and cast what's it called? Divine Sense.
Which
Ooh, that's
is
a better
sense
idea.
senses good and evil.
Yeah.
Okay. And Raph, are you gonna do detect magic?
Yeah,
or
we
no?
should do both just in case. Get two eyes on it.
Okay, so I need a I'm basically doing a check to see if you are close enough to detect him, Raph, because you have a 30-foot radius, and you would be able to detect his invisibility. Not to mention he has magic items on him. So, what is a good check to? It's just a random check. Perception.
Perception.
Yep.
Fair.
All right. Clutch. Coming out of the alleyway, you can just see on the edge of your 30-foot radius his invisible aura duck into this alleyway over here.
Okay.
You're the only one who's on him at the moment. So we'll say you rush over there. Everyone, what are your plans? Locke, you're over here. The rest of you are kind of milling about over here.
Do I have a clear shot?
Not from where you are over here because you're shooting across the street.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are bystanders in the way. But
Got it.
if you went across the street, you probably would.
Okay.
Okay. But he is invisible at the moment, which gives you disadvantage.
Yeah.
You can see his aura, so you kind of know where he is. But you can keep following him. So what you notice when you come over here is that he actually turns visible again very quickly. Like, do a nature check, Raph.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Yeah, but you didn't notice this one. Anyways, he came invisible again really quickly, which it seems a little surprising to you with your magical spells. If you were to turn invisible, you would turn invisible for like a minute or 10 minutes, but he turned visible immediately again. He sees that you're still tracking him, and at this point, he reaches to a bracelet on his hand or on his wrist, and he does something to it, and he disappears again. Do an Arcana check.
Hope you guys don't mind. Really, let's take a bio break. I'll try to be.
Yep. In fact, we'll finish this check and take a bio break.
Thank you.
Whatever he did wasn't the same as he did last time when he turned invisible, and you suspect this wasn't turning invisible. Oh wait, you still have your detect magic on. You can tell that he casts not an illusion magic, which is invisibility. Let me just see.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
So you walk in between realms?
Yeah, he cast conjuration.
Wait,
Which
let me see.
I'm going to say with your Arcana check of 10 and your knowledge that it is conjuration, that you think he teleported away somehow.
Yeah.
Go.
You're not sure what kind of teleport it could have been. It could have been a Misty Step. It could have been a Dimension Door. It could have been a...
I just know it was a conjuration spell.
Yeah, you just know that it was teleportation-ish. Okay.
Right.
So let's take a bio break because Jeremy called us and we should do that. And then 5 to 10, we'll get back.
Yeah, I gotta take my dog out, so let's do 10.
10. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Right. Okay, I'm back. Are we back?
I'm back.
Okay.
I never left.
How was the puppy walking?
It was good. He's a rescue dog from Mexico.
Okay.
And he doesn't like outside.
Oh,
He wants to be inside,
Oh.
where it's warm
nice.
and there's food. So it's kind of a pain in the ass taking him out because he just wants to immediately come inside. But other than that, he's fine.
Oh. I'm probably going to get a kitten.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got a cat on my lap right
Definitely.
now.
I definitely like cats a lot. I've never owned one, but I do like cats a lot.
My friend Ashley and Arista have decided they want to get a cat, but they don't
Oh,
want to
cool.
have it at their house. So they're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get it at my house. I said, awesome, because I want a cat, but I'm so terrible at making these decisions that it would take me 5 or 6 years to do one. So they're
I
just
had a
like,
cat once and it was awesome.
yeah, cats are cool. Cats are more my speed.
I like cats and dogs, and this is actually the first time in my life where I've lived in a place where I only had one, which is cats right now.
Cats are low maintenance. Dogs are high maintenance.
That's why I have them.
I don't know, man. My dog's passed out, sleeping on the couch.
My dog is currently super, super duper incredibly high maintenance.
Yeah.
That ends after 2
I
years.
know. He's gonna chill out after a couple of years.
It takes a while, but eventually they fall into the rhythm.
Hey,
They
Pedro.
just, they just get
Hey,
too
buddy.
big and grow too fast for them to understand what the fuck's going on.
I know. He's a big boy now.
Yeah, he looks pretty big. He's gonna probably get bigger.
Oh yeah, much bigger.
Wow.
I think he's gonna be like smallish German Shepherd size.
That's a good size.
Yeah. Maybe smaller. We don't really know. I don't really know what he's mixed with. He's just a mutt. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
That's cool. Have you ever taken him out to? Oh, you say he doesn't like outside. I guess you're gonna have to
He
get
does
him.
not like outside.
You're gonna have to get him.
He's slowly adjusting, yeah. He used
Yeah.
to just not at all go outside, but now he's walking around a little bit more confidently.
Yeah, I feel like that's something he'll get used to when he's older.
Yeah, it's gonna take him a minute.
I
He
mean,
just needs to know that there's nothing dangerous out there.
yeah, and a dog who doesn't want to go for walks, that's basically a cat.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. You pretty much have a cat.
Yeah.
He sleeps like 20 hours a day too. So
That's
it's kind of
kind of
cat-like.
cat-like too.
Yeah, he sleeps like a lot. And then has huge bursts of intense energy.
That's also like a cat.
And then sleeps.
Yeah, runs around the house for 15 minutes and then sleeps again. That's what a cat does.
It was a furball, this dude we were chasing?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
a Kugong for
a Kugong furball, right?
But not the same one you just met on the pirate ship. That's a different one.
Place is lousy with Kugong furbulks.
Damn Kugong, all the orcs. Geo could have got laid too with the pirate captain. But
Yeah, dude, you kind of blew that shot.
yeah.
Doesn't he have like a family and shit?
Yeah.
He's married.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you know.
The cool thing about Geo's backstory is his wife and her whatever happened to her is a big question mark right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the answer to the question is just she's cool with it. She's fine.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I think
alright.
She's cool. Don't worry about it. My wife's cool. She just shut up. She's fine.
when Geo was interrogated a couple sessions ago by the professors, Jeremy said that his wife died in childbirth. So
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so I guess we have that official canon.
We'll see if that's the truth.
Yeah, that's what Geo thinks happened to his wife.
What? I just sorry. Thanks for being patient with me.
Oh, you're good, dude.
Oh.
I had no patience. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. Bobby was flipping the fuck out the whole time.
Yeah, what's this?
Okay, so Furbolg, disappeared. And
You fucker teleported.
you're pretty sure he teleported.
I, of course, tell this to the group. Are they catching up with me?
Yeah, they all gathered around you as you sort of realize you've lost your quarry. And I will just reiterate a few things. You had your detect magic on, so you saw him. You noticed that a number of his weapons are magical.
Right.
The bracelet. He also had a couple other magical items on him, but that bracelet that he used was a magic item. It had a conjuration aura on it, so you're, putting a two and two and two and two and two together. You're gathering that he probably didn't cast that teleport spell himself. He activated a magic item.
Right.
Oh, though. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are a couple of the things you have been able to glean. Do you have any questions you want to ask me about things you might have seen or anything?
If you had to put it on a random percentage, how sure am I that it's teleportation?
95.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah. Like, I'm basing that on the fact that you are an arcanist. Is that what your class is called? Arcanist?
No, I'm a
Artificer.
Artificer. Okay. But same thing. You are arcane trained. You're an arcane magic user. And so you have a certain specialty and knowledge of arcane magic because you're also studied, right?
Right.
So I'm saying that from your knowledge banks, which aren't exhaustive, you know that if he turned invisible, he would have used an illusion spell, and that would have shown an illusion aura, and you would have seen an illusion, and you didn't see any of that. Instead, you saw a conjuration aura, and then he disappeared. And all the auras that you were seeing all disappeared. So you rolled a 10 on your arcana, but I think that is sufficient. This is kind of basic magic knowledge in my mind.
Right.
So, but still, your brain doesn't know Misty Step, Dimension Door, Teleport, something else,
Right.
moving into a pocket realm. These are all possibilities. You don't know what what it was.
Got it.
Yeah. Anything else from anyone else?
No.
Okay, well, you're milling about in the chillies.
If I made a divot or rough terrain, I
Yeah.
like to mold earth that back down to be a good citizen here in the city. I'm gonna
Attaboy.
that out.
Yeah, you can tap it down with your sledgehammer a bit too.
nice.
Make sure it's nice and firm. Yeah.
All right.
And after you do that, you realize that the sleety, muddy rain has caused more of the alleyway to get kind of unkempt. Do you do your good duty as a citizen and fix the whole alley? Yay? No?
I let sleeping dogs. Well, if the whole alley? How big is the alley?
Well, you did a 5 foot by 5 foot square. You probably got another, 10 of those. It's gonna take you a minute or two, probably at least.
That's worth a few minutes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right. As you're doing that, an older elven lady comes out of one of these houses, and she's like, "Oh, that's such a nice help, Sonny. Oh, that's very nice. Could you help me raise a shelf in my room?"
Could I do a insight check on that?
Yeah.
Put that. Been fooled before.
You think she's trying to trick you into her house and rob you?
Oh, I see. Sorry, sorry, ma'am. All out of time.
Oh, that's fine, Sonny. I'm so sorry to bother you.
I'm sorry, I can't help with your shelf. And then I try to walk back to the crew.
Okay. You come back to the crew. They're kind of milling around, as you walk away, you realize she probably wasn't trying to rob you. You're just really
lady.
suspicious. But yeah, you see the crew milling about, and Raphael is just telling what he learned from his magic.
It seems that they have moved out of this realm or teleported away, and somehow I am not sure, but some sort of magic of teleportation is used here.
It's not good. That means they have access to at least some sort of magical items or the spells that could be doing things like that. It's pretty powerful stuff.
It is indeed powerful conjuration magic that I am afraid is far outside of my expertise.
Well, I guess we just continue on, and if we see him, we'll deal with them again.
Look, it seemed that he was focused on you and interested more in you than any of us. Do you have any hints to who this might be?
Well, if I had to take a guess, I'd say it was a rival pirate.
Well, it was from the Kugong Empire, right?
Right.
Which one of the pirate gangs employ them?
Well, we got Jemeni, but we already know she ain't the one. And what'd you say he was? He was a
Is a Furbolg.
Furbolg. Right. Well, I don't know off the top of my head, but I can tell you that if they know me, they're either a pirate, a mercenary, or a lawman.
A pirate or a mercenary with such extraordinary conjuration skills would certainly not be difficult to find. It seems all we must do is ask those who typically employ said mercenaries which of their associates has such powerful abilities.
Aye.
Okay, actually, I want to do one last thing. I think every single one of you got eyes on him. No, that's not. No, that's true. So I want everyone to do a perception for one key detail of his description that I have not mentioned.
Cool. Okay.
Tactile.
I love this because Locke is the one who got the least glimpse of him, but rolled the best. So I'm going to give you the clue, Locke. You get that, Josh?
Yes, I did.
Okay. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wait. Were his blades in those, or were those emblems on his blades?
His blades were in those.
Okay. Right, he appeared to be keeping his blades in a red sheath or a scarlet scabbard. So I think we know a group that goes by that name.
It seems someone has taken out another contract on your life, possibly.
Or it could just be mad about me killing that other one.
It seems that would be the logical thing to think. I have much to learn when it comes to this life of robust piracy.
I'd really rather we just dealt with them sooner or later, but I mean, if they're gonna keep sending morons after us, then we'll have to.
It wasn't really doing anything. It was just watching us, right? And then ran away.
The reconnaissance. You know, we do it ourselves.
It seems that being observed by the Scarlet Scabbards is not something that we should take lightly.
And assassin groups rarely ever just scout without having something to do.
Do we not have contacts in the Scarlet Scabbards? I believe we worked with some of their kin back when we were working on our previous contract.
Oh, we did, and then they came and fought us with that. There's that one dwarf lady who wants me crowned. And then I killed that one who did such a terrible job when we were fighting the boys.
So maybe then it is not so easy for us to meet up with them. It is possible that we have made enemies within the Scarlet Scabbards.
Oh, we killed his best friend, probably.
Yeah, it seems obvious.
We killed his sister. Well,
Were
I
the other
killed his
two? Was
sister.
the one? Were they furbolgs? I don't think so, right?
No, they were dwarves.
They were dwarves.
Yeah.
They were dwarves.
It was like a dwarf brother and sister combo. And
Yeah.
I killed the sister one because she was. I killed her
So
with an
the-
attack
so the-
because she was worthless when we were fighting.
She was literally worthless.
She did
criminal group,
nothing,
and I was
yeah.
pissed.
And both the boys were very inept at their jobs as well.
Yeah, they weren't very good for how expensive they were.
Agreed.
I actually think one of them was doing pretty good, but
So we
Um,
killed a bunch of them, so they're probably trying to take revenge.
Yeah, but I mean, we
Is
paid for
what I'm
3
saying.
assassins, and we basically got 1. That's what I'm saying.
that's true.
Look, I don't know if the negotiations of this is the important detail. I feel like
It
maybe
is
we
to
should.
me.
I understand, but I mean, they're coming to kill you one way or another.
They did a really bad job, and I know it was just roles in real life, but like, damn.
They were the worst assassins.
Yeah, they were the
It
worst.
was a surprisingly poor performance. I agree.
So this conversation has brought you over the main bridge and into Leanley's Row. And you're now walking among the brothels and the inns, talking about what worthless assassins they were, and joking about how the Scarlet Scabbards are now trying to assassinate you again. I guess, I don't know.
Do we have any idea how many there are of the Scarlet Scabbards?
Yeah, there are an infinite number because
Yeah.
I just make up new ones when we need them.
Yes, I'm just gonna create them
Yeah.
as I need them.
Yeah.
Because we've given our DM like an infinite force of enemies to throw at us.
Yeah. I was thinking today, I'm like, these are my new shadow monks, and I'm like,
You're not constrained to monk and
yeah,
shadow.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, do I really have to send more shadow monks at them again this time? And I'm like, well, that worked. That was a fun
God, they were
encounter.
so annoying to fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
At least
the
we're not
darkness
like
all
at
the
constant
time.
risk of at least we're not at constant risk of like being transported to the Shadowfell. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Shadow
That's
realm.
true. The most annoying thing about the shadow monks were they were shadow and monks, not that they just kept
Yeah.
coming back. They were just
No.
fucking annoying.
They
Yeah,
did
it's-
AoE fucking darkness.
Yeah, and then they
And
would
had
run
mountains,
away.
And they could run like a
Yeah.
billion miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, God damn it.
Those are like classic Chris enemies. Like, I wanted this tactical maneuver, and you guys are like, fuck, this is not fun.
This is really hard to fight through.
Okay, so I assumed you guys were kind of heading this way, towards
Going
Cor.
back to our boy, right? Back
The
to
Pink
inn,
Pearl?
Pink group.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pink Pearl.
Okay. And that way you can regroup and decide on what y'all want to do.
Yeah.
You have
Maybe
a little
take a night so we can get one more towards a long rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if this was a long walk back, at least a couple hours.
Yeah. It was a
we
few
just have
hours
to
back.
pour
Yeah.
over His maps and stuff and fall asleep.
So I passed it on to Fest Day. We're on to Fest Day. Still pretty cold and rainy here in the city, but snowing outside the city. And yeah, so what I was thinking now is we have time to tie up any loose ends in Earshore before we want to leave with our pirate ship. Those loose ends include,
Myself.
yes, mostly Lucius's main arc.
Mm-hmm.
Finding more pirate information about Jakey Smiles.
Jakey Smiles. We need to know where he is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Or where
then,
he's going. Either one works.
Yeah, or the...
yeah, either or. And then also, finishing up your feats. I think some of you have feats and skills that you were training that you might want to finish up. Doing another week or two of those. And then any other little loose ends. Raph, do you have more research on your list that you wanted to do here?
I think I've exhausted pretty much all my resources. We went to the library, we went to the books, we Yeah, we went to the stores. I think I pretty
it's a
much
huge
exhausted
city.
everything that we need to do. I think I don't know. We could see if there's another place for me to study, but I think I'm good here.
Okay. You kind of want to get back home, is that right?
Yeah, I'm concerned that my father has heard word of my. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm starting to get concerned that my father has heard word of my piracy deeds, and
Nice.
because I'm kind of dropping my name a lot,
Yeah.
right? So it's probably gotten back to him, being the businessman of
There's an
influence he is.
Arakakra fucking gun wielding pirate out
Kenku,
there.
Kenku, how
Kenku.
fucking
Oh,
dare
sorry,
you?
not.
How fucking
I'm
dare
sorry.
you?
Not Arakakra.
Those
My bad.
winged assholes.
I forgot.
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So I think I need to get home and kind of explain to my dad that I don't really want to do the business anymore and that I'm dedicated to being an adventurer.
Awesome. Okay. Well,
I'm gonna go
also.
be a pirate or pirate with my friends, Dad.
That's exactly what I was
Right?
fucking thinking.
I can go be
They're
a pirate with
cool.
my-
They like me. They think my gun is cool.
Yeah, now give me all those cannons. Dad, those are my dad.
I want to go to Hot Topic and get some pirate flags too. By the
Oh, what if we want cannons?
way.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So you're gonna go break up with your dad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so why don't we do some a little round of downtime? Should we do a week and let the people who want to train, and then we'll do a little Jakey Smiles research and a little bit of Dobler Estate research?
Yep.
And,
All right, then
That
let's.
sounds perfect, actually.
Okay, then let's start with.
Estes, are you needing anything
Yeah.
in town yet?
He has to train like I do. We were both
Yeah, that's
training
right,
with,
he's training.
with Blazing Halberds.
Yeah, and just a couple reminders of little things. Raph, you actually have a sending stone to your parents if you to your
I
dad.
do.
But we're gonna go there, so it makes sense that we could wait till
Yeah.
then.
I kind of got it turned to silent.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was gonna ask you. Have you been
Your settings
ignoring
don't
it?
vibrate.
Dresdis, you also had that new sending stone that you were gifted from that connects you into the what did we call it? The long road.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to look for a Luxodon merchant here.
Yes, and the person who I was planted was the leader of the Blazing Halberds. I thought he was the Loxodon. I forgot his
Oh fuck, you're right. Yeah.
name. Gibrani,
Yeah,
and Maurice.
Yeah, was with Graham.
Father Kevin Graham. Yeah, he's basically
Yeah.
like the caretaker of Father Kevin Graham because Kevin is like old and infirm now. But they were both clerics of Koloth.
Got it.
Yeah. So whether or not that's something you wanted to do with them, I wanted that priest of Koloth to be one of your contacts. So if you ever need a priest of Koloth for anything, I don't know why, but he's there.
What's called out the god of again?
He's the god of like authority and
Like order.
strength. It depends on who's worshiping him. In Loxodon, he's the god of order, yes, and has lots of positive associations. But in other cultures, he's like a destroyer and a warmongery kind of tyrant.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so those are the things on the docket, but I think I want to start with the just training because I kind of want to get these all finished. So let's see where we're at with training. I got Locke at level 8 with his parry skill. I got Dresdis at level 10 with his polearm mastery skill. And then I got Geo at level 6 with fire charm and level 9 with earth grapple. So do we all want to just train up what we were training? Geo will do you last.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do lock first. You're at parry. You're at level 8. Your training DC is 17.
Solid roll.
What was it doing? Acrobatics?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
Solid roll.
Okay, so how many do you want me to shoot off?
Well, just do them one at a time for now. You're at DC 17, and we'll be doing a whole week, I think. That's a hit.
I got past
Oh.
this.
We'll say that's 2 levels. So now
Oh, cool.
so you're at level 10 now. So now you have DC
Damn,
19. Still
Damn.
19.
Just realized Locke could parkour.
Again. Yeah, one more, last one. Well, you have 3 more tries and you have DC 20. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
You are a parry master.
Woo!
Okay.
We still haven't established how it works, but we'll get there when I use it.
Yeah. Well, it's because it deflects damage, right?
It does, but it relies on the superiority dice from superior technique. But we want to do. You said you want to do something else. We haven't like. It's fine.
I think we could make
should-
something even more fun than that.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that I've mastered it, but we have no idea what it does.
That's how this game goes. It's all don't look behind the curtain. There's nothing there. Dresdis, you're at level 10. You need a DC 19 and then a DC 20. You get 7 tries at it. We do athletics.
Bigger.
Oh, you get bing. You're done. Okay. You just were like critical. You and Locke on your first day just were like, yeah, coming back from that pirate ship. I think I'm ready to learn.
I like to think that we trained our last sessions together.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Him like focusing on keeping me at bay and me just keeping the halberd away.
Yeah, exactly. You got it's like a perfect like fantasy training montage, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys had the montage and you were getting better and better, and then the final one is you showing off all your skills. Like that's awesome. Okay, so that's all skilled up. So I'm just gonna say trained in my notes. Trained. And Geo, you're up. So we're gonna do 7 days of Geo, and Geo is an elemental, so we need to know the specialties. So we got +1 earth on the first day, no fire. Earth grapple?
Earth.
Okay, earth grapple, and we were doing arcana checks, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
Bleep blop, but they're charisma arcanas.
Oh right.
It's still a bleep blop because you need 18. And you get a +1 plus your charisma plus your proficiency.
Oh. All right. I believe that's
Okay.
total. So
Your,
that'd be 15. Oh, sorry. It'd be 13.
yeah, so your next day is +2 earth. The next 2 days are +2 earth. So your total would be your charisma plus your proficiency +2. And you can roll 2 of them.
Total of 7.
Boo! Yeah!
Yay.
And you were at what? Level 9. So that's level 11. So you need 1 more at DC 20.
Another one.
Nope. Okay, then the next day we're only at +1 again.
Sorry, you cut out there. What was it?
Oh, +1 again on the next day.
6.
Hey, that's it. Trained. You're an Earth
Oh.
Grappler.
Yay.
And in fact, we have 2 more days that you could train fire. Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, and they are +1 fire days. So same thing, yeah. +6, I think.
I'm updating there with grapple saying that is trained. Cool. That's nice. Alright. Range, here we go. Sorry, was there any bonuses? It's no bonuses to fire right now.
It's the same bonuses, +6, I think, as your last one. Yeah, okay, I'll up you to level 7.
Yay.
Oh, you had 2 days you could try that. You want to do another one?
Yeah. That's 6.
Hey,
Oh my goodness.
nice. Okay. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay. And that will bring us...
Level 8. The 8.
Biggie, biggie, bang. It's the waning crescent moon. Doo, doo, doo. Okay. Brings us to feed day the 21st of Illichad. But in that week, we also wanted to do some research. So, who should we do first? Pirate research or Dobler State research?
We just did pirate stuff. Let's do Dobler stuff.
Let's do Dobler. Yeah.
Let's do Dobler.
Let's
Okay.
go to that Dob.
Okay. So let's do a quick refresh of the Dob.
This is where that dude lived.
Yeah, so your last clues, if I remember, were you were looking for the Dobler estate because
bring
you
up my
found
phone.
evidence at the university that he
He took
lived.
several strange classes, including Eladrin, Furbolgs of the Fernhenge, Loxodon, and Charvalian elves.
I love it because I forgot that I gave you all that information.
Yeah,
These
there's a
are
boarding house near the university district by my parents' place.
yeah.
A plantation out of the city, and he hates the Danians. Not the Aiden side, not on the Aiden side of the city. That's all my notes for him.
Those are great notes. Those are better than the hints I was going to give you. I think those are amazing notes. So the reason I wanted to give you the hints or the notes is to say, okay, what is your strategy for finding what are you going to do to find them now that you have all this information, or find the estate, I guess.
I'm so sorry. I
We're losing.
smoked as soon as you asked me that question. Sorry. Can you repeat that real fast?
Yeah. So with the information and the notes that you have at hand, what is your strategy to find them?
So, honestly, the Dobler State, that's the plantation on the outside of the city, right?
That's
Or is
your
that-
that's your suspicion. You haven't found it yet. You don't know where it is.
Okay, well. My parents probably know where it is, but I don't want to talk to them.
Your familiarity with the city is good enough that you think you know the region it's in.
I mean, it's probably pretty big.
Yeah, like just to brainstorm a thing, you could just go out looking to see, you knocking on doors. You could go ask people around. You could ask people at the university.
Well,
You
Right at
could.
the inn. He should know where it is. What's his name again? Inn guy?
Coral?
Yeah, cool.
Coral doesn't seem very forthcoming.
Oh,
Coral is a performer.
He doesn't seem concerned.
Yeah.
okay.
And also, from your knowledge of like the city, the estates are outside the city, and the estates are usually where the wealthy people live, right? And so you're in the common part of the city. These people don't know shit about the wealthy people. So, but, up in the university district, you could ask people about it, or you could go find inns up there.
I'll go to the university district.
Yeah.
Ask around.
Okay, then let's.
Hit some pavement.
Okay. And you're gonna be just asking
Doing some
people like,
investigation.
what kind of questions will you ask people? Like,
Let's
hey,
ask
do you know where the fucking Dobler State is, or what?
yeah, one, have you heard of the Dobler State or where it is? I'm supposed to be going there, but I know it's in this region, but I just can't pinpoint it. I haven't been back home in a while, you know? And
Okay.
I am also wearing a very fancy jacket.
Yeah. All right. So,
I would
you
fit right in these fancy pants Dobler Estates.
make me an investigation check.
Okay. Because I can also do deceptions on people.
Yeah, this is just to this is our baseline. Wow. Okay. So, we're going to say that you rolled up to the Liquid Library, which is a watering hole common in the university district.
Or like professors and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Cool.
And it's one thing is it's known for its wines and its liqueurs.
Sweet.
So it's very popular among some of the professors who drink those kind of drinks. So you're in there. It is, we'll say sort of in the midweek when you get about this. So you don't want to come in at too busy a time. You want it to be not too noisy so you can ask some questions. Um, and you can see that there are some patrons around. There are a couple tables that look like there is a table that looks like university professors. But then a couple others are mostly what you might consider like grad students or students gathered about as well. And then there is there's a bartender, an older elven gentleman, and he's sitting at the bar. Who do you approach for information?
An old elven man?
The old elven bartender?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. His name is Gerwin. And you've been in here before, and you've had drinks with him before. And
Gerwin?
Gerwin, yeah,
Gerwin.
yeah. And as you approach up, he says, "Oh, Lucius, how are you? I haven't seen you in a few weeks."
Yeah, Gerwin, how's it going? I've been busy taking care of some new ventures that I've been cooking up.
Oh, very well. That sounds grand. What would you like to drink today?
I'll have, and I am assuming I've ordered fancy wine here before,
Yes.
at least.
Yeah.
So I'll have the usual, please.
Oh, a darker blend then with some spice?
Absolutely, thank you.
We have a new bottle in. I don't know if you have a particular winery you prefer. We have this one from the Draxenberry winery. It's quite nice. Of course, we have the normal blend from the Eiselcross winery, which is very good this year. And then we have the Darken Jewels, which is a little bit spicier, but I enjoy it. Do you have a
I
preferred
do like
one?
some spice right now, so I'll take that.
The Darken Jewels. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, he goes and pops a fresh bottle. He sort of lets it air for a second, and then he pours you a nice taster cup. Says, How do you like this?"
I will sip it, and as I sip it, I will, with my other hand, drop one platinum onto the bar and shove it towards him.
He nods politely and cups it and puts it into his pouch. He is a very professional bartender from your time here. And
And I will try.
even though he didn't look at the coin, because that would be rude,
What the hell, man?
you're pretty sure that he...
We're trying to be cool here. Don't look at it.
yeah. You're pretty sure that he noted that it was indeed a platinum coin and not just a silver.
Cool. I'm gonna then ask him, or I'm gonna say, "This is fantastic, thank you." I'm gonna go ahead and just get right to the point and ask, "Do you know where the Dobler estate is?" My business takes me there.
Let me just click my notes for a sec. He finishes pouring the Darken Jewels wine for you into a tall cup, and he adds a little bit of spice on the rim. He says, "The Dobler estate. Is that what you said?"
It is, yes.
Oh.
Dobler.
Dobler. He says, I don't really think I know of a Dobler estate. Is one in town here for...
On the outskirts somewhere, over in this region, and I don't know if I'll show Earshore, draw it out on the bar and then say it's somewhere over here.
He says, "Oh, well, yeah, there are a number of wineries and breweries out in that region. I know most of them. Dobler, do a perception check for me." Not perception, sorry, persuasion.
Persuasion. I'm good at that.
And you roll good too. He says, there. I'm pretty sure there is no Dobler estate. Well, at least not anymore.
Think it's changed names?
Yeah, I think there was one. Maybe, I'm an older fella and my memory's not what it used to be. But I think like a century ago or so, I do remember a brand of wine that was the Dobler wine. It was quite good, if I recall. But I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you point me in the direction, I could sniff a bottle out if you want.
Well, I'll tell you. Let me just do a quick check to see if I have any wine ins. He says, well, there is Julian Wondleberries, who is you might know some of his family. They are wine collectors, and they have a few apartments just here on the south side. If you talk to Julian, he probably would be able to tell you where the Dobler estate was, I guess, way back when. He might even have a bottle of the old Dobler blend.
How do I get into contact with these people so I just don't go knocking on their front doors?
Oh, I can direct you to where their chambers are. If you go out, and he goes and describes quickly, back through this alleyway here, through past the library, and then across to the second dormitories. Go around back. You'll see a very nice building. Those are, what did I call them? The Rumbleberries. Those are the Rumbleberries chambers. And Julian, well, he's you can, at this time of day, you can probably catch him on the porch drinking his wine right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out then. Thank you for the information.
And thank you for coming in. And don't spend so much time away next time.
Now, I'll make sure to stop by before I head out of town.
Great, and tell your father to come by and pay his tab. It's been almost a month.
Of course. Hasn't paid it again. Well, I'm not covering it. I'll go bother him.
That's right. The sins of the father should not be cast upon the son.
All right, I'll walk out then.
Okay, and you head out, and it's not too hard for you to follow the directions. You're familiar with the university district. You probably didn't know any of the Rumbleberries personally, but you had heard of them. They're a gnomish family, pretty skilled with some of the magical arts, and so they have a couple faculty members and students over at the school. And as you come by, you can see that, sure enough, Julian Rumbleberries is sitting on the porch like it was said that he might be. He's sitting there with he's an older gnomish fellow, and he's sitting with two younger, like adolescent gnomish kids, and they're all drinking some nice purple-looking wine, and looks like telling jokes as you come walking up.
Well, boy there.
Oh, hello there. Welcome.
I was just having a wonderful glass of what was it again?
I can't. Darkened berries.
I had darkened berries.
Darkened jewels. Darkened jewels.
Darkened jewels. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was having some darkened jewels at the local wine bar, and I asked for a certain glass, and I was directed to come here because apparently, as I can already see, you are connoisseurs of sorts.
Our reputation precedes us. You hear that, boys? They giggle and And he says, "Well, come up." He kicks a chair over so that you can have a seat. And he says, "Would you like some of this? This is a plum wine."
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the plum wine.
He pours you a cup. The bottle is looking almost empty, and he sees that, and he sort of tops your glass off, and he tops his all the way off, and he says, "Well met. I'm Julian. My reputation precedes me, I hear. What is your name, good sir?"
Well, the name is Lucius McPherson. Cheers. Nice to meet you.
Well, cheers the glass, and
I'm from the McPherson household over in the University District.
The
An
McPherson.
adventurer of sorts.
I can't say I've heard of your family. Adventurers? Haha. That's an honest trade.
It's not bad. It is very profitable, which is another reason why I'm here.
Oh, yeah, do say.
Well, I'm in looks for a certain glass of wine, a Dobler wine. I understand it is from some time ago, and it's pretty rare and probably not around anymore, or at least taken over by another family.
Okay, do another persuasion for me.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Oh, good thing because you critically failed.
Sweet.
Someone's on it today. You saved that inspiration for the perfect roll.
I know.
Um, he says, Dobler wine. Huh. I haven't heard of. He gets a little bit excited and he puts his glass down. Haven't heard that name in a long time. They were quite good. But yeah, they did. Come, and he leads you inside, and he starts talking as he leads you into his wine room. There's a big wine cellar with lots of racks, and he starts going through the labels. He says, "Yeah, the Dobler wine. Well, I do remember it was a long time ago. I had many fun nights drinking it." He starts going through the rack, and he pulls out a bottle, and he says, "Yes, here we are. And he's got about 4 or 5 bottles, and he pulls them out, and he puts them on a counter, and he says, "Yeah, these are some of the best vintages, if I remember, from the years that the Dobler winery was open." And you can see that there are a couple. You can see that they're all labeled, and you can see that all of the labels are dated. And you can see that most of the dates are from about 100, just a little over 100 years ago. Okay, you can also do a history check for me.
Okay.
Okay. You were just at the liquid library,
Yep.
and you were offered 3 bottles of wine. One of those bottles of wine was the Isocross bottle, and the label on the Isocross bottle and the label on the Dobler bottles are, I don't want to say identical in design, but very similar in their shape, the calligraphy.
Isocross.
Isocross, yeah.
Isocross.
And you can see that what really stands out to you was the script that the date was written in is unique but identical to the way that the date was written on the Isocross bottle that you saw earlier.
Insignia too. Okay. I'll mention.
Looks like the Isocross symbol, doesn't it?
So it's, well, yeah. I mean, the Isocross family took over the Dobler estate, I believe, about 100 years ago.
To the Doblers, where'd they go?
I don't think I really knew the Doblers much. I mean, I was still a young man back then, but I wasn't really into all the families. I don't remember the Doblers. I only remember the Isocross. Yeah.
Well, that answers a lot of my questions, and I'm wondering now how much it's gonna cost me to have one of these nice bottles.
That's what I was hoping you'd get to. Now, these these are 5 of the finest bottles, and I
Very
would.
rare, as said by others as well. I will not try to lie to you.
Yes, I will say that these vintages, you may have heard that the Isocross vintage is very good. These are some of the original lines. Um, you know, the Doblers, whoever they may have been, again, I didn't know them, they hired a very famous vintner, Georg Eiselkross, and he was the one who vinted. Is that what you do? He is the one
I have no idea.
who vinted these bottles,
Sure.
and
Sounds right.
uh, these lineages of grapes are still planted today on the Eiselkross winery. So I would say that these are very, very well worth the coin that you're about to put down. Now this bottle is the least valuable of these 4 in my mind. I wouldn't let it go for less than 50 gold pieces. No, not at all.
And how about the most expensive?
Oh, I like
It's
your
again
taste.
very fancy fur coat.
Well,
I'm definitely not a goblin. Look at my fur
He
coat
pulls out
and the
one.
money I have.
he says, well, this one I would not part with for less than 450 gold pieces. Yeah, 450 sounds like a fair offer to me.
Hold on. I have to do some math. To see how I can haggle this dude down a little bit. And there's 5 different, right?
Yeah.
How about the middle of the road?
Oh, I see. A bit too rich for you. Okay.
450 is a lot. You know, being an adventurer isn't not nearly as profitable as owning a business or anything like that.
He says, fine, let's move down. And he goes all the way down to the bottom again. Not the 50 gold one, but the next one. And he's like, this one I will part with for 120 gold pieces.
I'm sorry, sir. I only have really the 100 on me. Can I give you 100?
You are a kind fellow, and it was nice to reminisce. Make a persuasion check.
Right.
He says, I must really insist on 110.
You got me. All right, 110 it is.
All right.
Alright,
Pleasure,
and
pleasure. I'll tell you what.
gold.
Let's go upstairs and we'll finish the rest of that bottle of plum wine. And
Yeah, I will do that with him.
All right. Okay. So you've got yourself a bottle of Dobler.
I'm thinking I could just walk straight up to this freaking winery and show them that and get me right in. At least that's my current plan.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to go back to the boys first? The rest
Yeah,
of
I'll
the
go back
Ivory
to them.
Crowns? Okay. So you are back with the Ivory Crowns, and yeah. How about this? We do a quick. Well, I don't know. Again, I'll leave it up to y'all. Do you want to do more Dobler or a little bit of Pirate?
I'm fine with the Dobler stuff. Like,
Yeah, let's
we did a
continue
ton of
while we're
pirate.
at it.
We should probably wrap up Anthony's thing,
All right.
or at least get farther into it.
Yeah. Okay. I like that strategy too. So
I'll come back. I'll tell everyone.
Got another little job before we can head out on our new pirating adventure or whatever we got going on. I do need to head out to the Dobler Estate, or actually as it's now known as the Isocross Estate. They make wine. I don't know. Something important's there. As you can see, I have a large magical orb that I still don't know really what to do with. So I'm hoping to find some answers.
Right. I mean, okay, fine. I'm in. Oh wait, before we go though, is this are we investigating or are we intimidating?
Oh. My head's
I just want to have this settled up before we go in there. I don't want to go in there throwing me weight around and then all of a sudden with some fancy dress party.
It's probably gonna be a fancy place, and yeah, let's do some investigating.
Right.
No hands being thrown. If anything, if you don't know what to do, stand there in a corner somewhere and continue to buy glasses of wine, uh, and then drink it and say how nice it is.
Right. Clean socks then. Understood.
Clean socks, please. But as it stands to reason, this might make us a shit ton of money. So
Right.
Okay. So where is it? Nope, not that
We
one.
all have at least nice clothes, right? I think so. We
Yeah.
have a surplus of fur
We've got our,
jackets. I'm pretty sure.
we've got our fancy clothes that are all matching with the.
Yeah,
insignias.
with the
Yeah.
matching insignias. That's right.
Yeah,
I'm-
wood note.
Despite having a fur kind of shawl scarf thing, I might benefit from a fur coat on top of what I'm wearing because I still look
would-
very soldiery with the way that I'm decked out. I don't have nice clothes yet, even though I got those platinums.
Buy some
It's
nice
okay.
clothes.
I mean, you're mostly naked most of the time. You're mostly just walking around shirtless, right?
You could say that.
Yeah.
I mean, the armor plus the shawl, keeps you.
I'm really tempted to buy a art piece for my character. Like just give him what he looks like and have them go ham.
Yeah, I've wanted to do that a lot since
I know.
I designed Raphael.
Yeah, I wanted to do that for our last party, and now I don't want to do it for them anymore.
I still could.
Yeah, it would be cool to have
I
art.
want to
They
do it
still-
for
they
the new
still
party
exist.
now. The new party's
I-
cooler.
I do like this party way more.
I agree. This party is much more interesting.
Interesting, yes. I did very much like Brunesh.
Exactly.
Brunesh was such a great
And the
character.
hammer that I built, like, from a regular hammer over the course of
Yeah.
our campaign.
Was
Yeah,
pretty cool,
it was a
yeah.
great campaign. Yeah, for sure.
It was.
Yes, it was.
Have you all activated, loaded?
Yeah, something's happening.
Yep.
Okay, this is just to
You
give
guys
us
are threats, kill them!
just to
Oh,
give us
huge.
something
Oh no.
to think
Oh
about.
shit. What the fuck?
Are we gonna play Clue?
This is a huge map. We probably aren't going to do this map tonight. This is just a
This
welcome.
is so big, Chris.
Welcome to the map.
The trailer.
Yeah, this is the
God,
biggest map so far. It's 80 by 60.
80 by 60.
Oh my god.
From where I am, it's just from what I can see, it's an arrow pointing to leave.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
see
is,
that
isn't
now
it?
too.
Leave! Get out of
Get out of
here!
here.
Go back.
Danger, danger.
Get the
Uh,
fuck out!
Okay, so yeah, you're probably not standing right here at the gate, but you, as a group, we'll just say you do this the next day because you probably want to do this the next day.
Yeah.
You go out into the winery
Has
district.
it been 7 days yet? Yeah, it has, right? We've done a full rest because of the training.
Yeah, we did a full rest. So if anyone wants
Very cool.
to do a full rest,
Oh, right, we can long rest, can't we?
I just-
Oh, we long rested?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need my spells back.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You get your spells back on a short rest, don't you? You're a warlock.
Yes.
okay. So you, I think you had some kind of plan. So you come into the winery district. You find the so-called Eiselcross estate. That's not too hard to find just asking around, because
but
they're
I saw their wine bottle earlier, so it should be pretty easy to find.
yeah, they're a famous winery. And you come up to the gate of the winery, and as you do, you see that there are two guards standing outside. They're not like doing much more than standing there holding some spears or something. Let's see, what kind of weapons they have. Spears? Yeah, spears, I guessed right. They got a shield and a spear, and there's one on each side of the road, and y'all walk up. They say, "Hey, what are you doing there?"
Oh, hello. I'm here visiting. I'm a connoisseur, if you will. I have a present for the owners, if I could drop it off. Also, I would like to try some wine directly from the source.
Well, we don't usually have unannounced visitors at the house. You don't have an appointment, do you?
I don't know about for everyone else, but you cut off for me.
Yeah, you could.
We don't usually have unannounced guests here. Do you have an appointment?
No, I do not have an appointment, but I could definitely get one, or I can just go say hi, right?
He waves over one of the other guys and says, "Oh yeah, can you go see if Wahlberg's around? Yeah, see if yeah."
Well, I'd also let them know exactly what you see in my hand here and relay that information to them.
Oh yeah, tell him he's got a bottle of wine with him.
The name of the wine, Dobler. Tell them the name of the wine.
He doesn't seem to know what you're talking about, and the other
The name of it.
the other dumb guard has already gone running off, yeah, they keep you here for a couple minutes while you try to emphasize the name of the wine, and after about 10 minutes, a dark-haired human comes up, and he's about in his middle-aged, and he says, "Hello, my name is Walber. I'm one of the vintners here at the Islecross Estate. What can I do for you?"
How's it going, sir? The name is Lucius McPherson. I was inquiring around town. I was getting into talking about wines, and I brought up the Dobler wine that my father had a very long time ago that I just enjoyed so much. And it turns out that you are making the Dobler wine under a new name now, Isselcross. I kind of wanted to try it directly from the farm.
Well, I assure you your information is incorrect. We make Islecross wine, and it has always been Islecross wine. Has been passed down by the family recipe by the Islecross family. Now, if you will correct your understanding, then we are happy to share with you a sample of our wine for a small donation to the winery, of course, to upkeep and maintenance and such.
I would be happy to make a donation.
Ah, very well. Would you like a small tour of the winery then, for you and your
Absolutely. I was wondering if my whole team can come with me. It's a special treat, you see.
Yeah, you are a strange group of connoisseurs, but for an appropriate donation, all of you could be allowed in, minus the sheep.
Sorry, dear. Sheep has to stay outside. How much we talking here?
Guys,
Well, a gentleman would tip at least 5 gold pieces for each head you wish to enter into the estate.
25 it is. Here you are, sir.
A fine donation. You notice he slips it into his own pouch.
Put it under the name of the Ivory Crowns.
The Ivory Crowns, indeed. Did you make a donation of your bottle, or are you keeping it?
I'm not giving him the bottle yet.
Okay.
I wouldn't give him the bottle no matter
I'm
what.
not giving, dude. I'm not even inside yet. Bottle's staying with me.
Okay, so Walber, as I named him, Walber.
Hello, Walber.
Oh, because he's at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He leads you in. He says, "Follow me." As you can see here, we have some amazing fields, some great vines growing. We have all our different grapes prepared, and yes, and you can see the wine. I don't know, the grape tenders tending the vines, and of course up here in the main part of the estate, yes, you You can see the Isocross family estate right up there. It's a very beautiful house. You guys can't really see it because it's in the shadows, but there's a large estate in the upper right corner of this map. And he says, but the Isocross family is busy at the moment. I can, of course, show you into our winery. Please come in here. And he brings you into the winery. It says these are where we squish the grapes, and there are probably some grape squisher people in here squishing grapes.
Sorry, you just made this?
Yep.
This is dope. This is dope.
How do you have big ass winery rooms?
This is
What?
part of the stamp collection. I just grabbed wine
This is
thing.
so rad.
I had to put it together and make it
Sick
into
as
this,
fuck.
but yeah.
There's just a bucket of grapes option.
Yeah.
You just-
Yeah,
That's dope,
seriously.
bro.
It's fucking amazing.
It's
And
dope as fuck.
a lot of this is new since I started 2 years ago when we
Are
started
they
this.
pumping the wine through here into the other room?
Yes, let me show you. And he comes over here and he opens a secret door on this wall and he goes and he says, yes, this is our pumping room. He says,
Oops!
whenever a new
dopest shit ever.
whenever a new juice is made, we can just turn these valves. I know it's very fancy machinery. You might not understand the engineering, but
This actually is pretty fancy.
Raphael is fucking starstruck.
yeah. And then
Raphael
pretty
is so
fancy.
stoked on all this machinery.
they take your. So maybe I'll make it so it's a little clear what you see. When you come out here, you can see more guards. You can see the stable yard out here, but then they lead you into here. This is the main. There's probably stairs going into a keg room too. Like there's probably a large room of casks in the basement or something. But here you can see casks and kegs that are set up, ready for bottling. And you can see this is a large jug that they have a tap set on to fill up kegs and so on. And he gives you a tour, and he gives you a sample of their latest brew, and then at the end of your tour, he
Can
offers
I
you
ask what the pipes were made out of?
like in game.
Yeah.
They look very well crafted. They're probably steel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a mental note: we have a ship coming up.
Yeah.
If piping is in the game, let's
Yep.
put something on it.
I see what you're saying.
Mental note about pipes, all right, guys.
What? What about pipes?
Are you
Mental
trying to make a
notes here
submarine?
for the ship coming up? When we get a pirate ship, let's put some piping in it.
Yeah.
Are we trying to make a combo ship winery?
Combo ship steam tug movie sort of deal.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the pipes gonna do in this
No,
shit?
we're not gonna make wine, guys. We're gonna use the steel pipes for literally anything else.
You're not gonna make one.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
maybe we should just take over the winery.
Maybe you're
Do we kill everyone in the winery and become
I'll be
pirate
honest,
slash
he-
winery guys?
He said mansion, and my first thought was, dude, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna rob these rich folks.
Yeah, dude,
No.
this should be our base.
I heard you guys talking about killing everyone here. But I want you to know that I am a paragon of virtue, so I will wait outside.
true. Fair enough. I'm gonna say, I just realized the idea of customizing a boat with pipes and stuff like that. I think that's a really cool thing that Raphael might be able to help us up with if he can like make rolls to make schematics and stuff.
Oh,
like
for sure.
Would be pretty sweet.
that would be a cool combination. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Okay, so after you guys talk about murdering everyone on the compound and taking it over,
I said rob. I just want to clarify.
yeah, it
I didn't say
escalated
murder.
quickly. It escalated quickly.
You only want
Dresdis was talking about murder.
Hold on. I didn't. Someone else said that, or I just said that.
We're not. Hey, we're not.
Yeah, I didn't say we're criminals. Let's focus together. Get these nuts together. I said we're fucking do what we do.
I thought it was like a compliment.
All right, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra details on your tour, okay? During your tour, Walber describes some of the Isocross family history.
Yeah.
And at least the story as was told by you was the winery was founded by Georg Isocross,
Mhm.
who, Lucius, you recognize as the same name that was mentioned by Julian.
Same name of what? Sorry.
The same name that was mentioned by Julian as the who he thought ran the Dobler estate originally. You said
Oh,
who?
so it was the same name.
Yeah. So when you asked Julian about the Dobler estate and the Dobler wine and the Dobler family, he said he didn't know any Doblers. He only knew of Georg Isocross. And then you hear this name again in the tour. They say that Georg was the one who founded the winery here. He had a wife, Lizelle, and they had a son, Mikhail. And when
The first son again?
the son, his name was
Yeah,
Mikhail.
Mikhail. And who?
That was
who's
it.
the other one?
He only had one son.
Okay.
And during Georg's lifetime, he built an old neglected vineyard back up into production.
Nope. Can you say that part again?
Sorry,
Say that again.
he built the neglected vineyard back up into production. And,
okay.
And then Lizelle.
About how long ago did he say how long ago it was a dilapidated winery?
He didn't mention that part in the tour in the description, but
Okay.
he started by talking about this as being over 100 years ago, when Georg Isocross did this.
Yeah, so not always.
Yeah, and so Lizelle.
He just thinks it is because it's been so long.
Yeah, you can tell that this is sort of a family history that maybe has been repeated many times and changed over the tellings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so over many hard years of work, the Isocrosses were able to build up the estate into, maybe not as popular and famous as it is now, but definitely a productive vineyard. During this time, they hired more helpers, and the estate grew in size. Mikhail grew up, and he learned the family business and started to take over the business as his father got older. When Mikhail was old enough, he started his own family, and he had two sons. And those sons were named Gregor and Wilhelm. And you're told that Gregor and Wilhelm are the current owners and operators of the Isocross estate. And they are older human men. And they both have partners, Gregor a wife and Wilhelm a husband, who live with them on the estate with their families. And they run the estate. And that's the information you've been given.
Oh boy, that was so much information.
Yeah, and maybe we will start next session with a recap of all that information.
Oh no, I got it, man. Let me do the
Okay.
recap.
Okay, you can do the recap then. But yeah, so I will say, I mean, if you all wanted to kill everyone, this is your opportunity, but we'll do that next session.
I try not to be jealous. I said Rob. We rob
Do
him.
not- we
I
do
said
not-
Rob.
If he
And
wants
I
to go
don't
in and
mean
rob
now.
people, I
Yeah.
will
I
let
don't mean
him.
now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
It's
we
beneficial.
leave. We come back at night.
yeah.
He's proven that he's very good at it. So
Sneaky,
let him
sneaky
steal
in,
some stuff.
looty, looty, run away.
Sneaky, sneaky,
And I will
looty,
get-
looty.
You sneaky looty looty.
I will get some magical things to make me learn more magical stuff. And when we get our ship, I'm going to see if I can work with you, Chris, and just shove one piece of my immense magic sphere into the deck of it, and then have one on me at all times and see if we can work some sort of teleportation magic into it.
I got an idea too, but it's
I like
might not
that
be as
idea.
fun as those ideas, but like maybe there's a way to leverage, even though Raphael's splitting from his father, there might be a way to leverage equity in his company to get enough of a share of this winery so that he has, and then by him, in extension, all of us have authority and basically kind of slow bro own it by
So
some
we're
business
going on-
legalese.
we're
You're
going on
talking about a
Shark Tank?
corporate takeover.
Yeah, a hostile
Yes,
corporate
that.
takeover.
That's what it's called. Yeah, that corporate takeover.
Yeah, that's Lucius would never give up the shiny magic or
Hi, we're the Ivory Crowns. We're here asking for $20,000 for 15% of our organization.
Yeah.
we have a shiny orb full of magic.
Hi, we're the Ivory
Three.
Crowns, and we're here to take all your business assets.
This is the crown that lets us control an entire species of people. Yeah.
Oh, are the
I
owners
noticed
dwarves?
no, they're humans. He said earlier. I was
Yeah,
waiting
they're
for him to
humans.
tell me what race they were, because if they were dwarves, you can be
Yeah.
damn sure I was getting that
We're
crown.
going
out.
in right
That's
now.
our
I'm
money.
sure Chris knew that.
Insertion tactically of
I was
our
gonna be like,
dwarf
oh,
crown.
Yeah,
I
other
mean-
dwarves. Oh, I own this now.
I gave you the dwarf crown on purpose, and you guys
You
have
don't use
used
it
it to
very
some
often.
good, but you haven't abused it yet. So
I would have abused it here if they were dwarves, but they weren't.
Sure.
yeah, there are probably some dwarves among the people here. There's at least one that I've already listed. I try and make a multiracial group, right? But but yeah, you're probably not gonna be able to control the whole lot of them.
Cool.
So, any ideas on what y'all want to do with this next time?
You cut out
Or-
again.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, cut out there.
Any
Yeah,
ideas
any-
what you want to do with this plot line next time? Come back to the Dobler estate and just figure it out.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to. I'm gonna
that's
have
the
to
next
figure it
step.
out because, like, I don't know how. It's obviously kind of protected. I mean, we could murder him, but we don't want to.
I mean, right now, like,
Seems like a pretty well established thing, and like if we
Can
did that,
I-
it feels like
Yeah.
people would figure that out, right?
Can I talk
Exactly.
to the guy walking us around and be like,
You know, I heard you mention appointments to meet Gregor and Wilhelm,
Yes.
the owners. I would very much like to meet them. It's fine if it's, you know, within a week or two. I have some other business in town before I head out. I would love to give them this present personally.
Oh well, I
Of
see.
course, completely under supervision. I just want to have a nice chat.
Yes, we could set up such an appointment. I would have to speak to our director, Dylan. He's in charge of that. Is there somewhere where you and your troop can be reached?
Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and send a runner down to the
"What's the name of it again?" I'm sorry.
The
I don't
Pink
have it
Pearl?
written down. The Pink Pearl, right?
Just go ahead and send a runner down to the Pink Pearl. And just ask for the Ivory Crown. We'll come on back up.
The Pink Pearl, you say? Okay. You see him taking some notes. It says, when the Masters Isocross agreed to meet you, I will send a runner to the Pink Pearl.
You just add it in your message if you won't mind.
And I will give him 5 more gold because I already know he stole from me.
Okay.
And I'll say,
Just go ahead and mention the name Dobler. You know, Isocross has been around for forever, but for some reason, that name has sounded familiar. And obviously, the masters of the estate have maybe a little bit more memory or knowledge of the wineries around them.
Dobler, indeed. I will mention this.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, then. Good day.
cool. There. Now we
Okay.
have a meeting.
So now we're gonna have okay, I love this. And for the record, when I built this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make kind of a compound, and you guys kind of want to get in. But I also was like, there are so many ways you could get into this compound. You could kill everyone. That doesn't sound like the funnest way, but you know, you could.
Nah, dude, I want to explore it and talk.
We
to
could do the
people.
sneaky break in. We could do the. I figured there was probably a way to like talk your way in or bribe your way in.
in every
Yeah.
RPG ever made, and you go to an estate or anything like that with a bunch of people in it. 1, there's secret fucking doors. 2, there's some pretty damn cool people, and 3, there's some random scripted stuff that Chris probably has planned somewhere.
There's
I won't
all
find
that
it.
shit.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, we are entering this dungeon, which is
Yeah.
the
Oh, that's
Dobler
awesome.
estate. And it is a little bit of my non-standard narrative dungeon, as you can already see. We have, You have broken through the first couple doors because one, you bribed your way in to the winery and you've now seen the winery. So you've got a little map of the winery, and now you've got an appointment to get yourself inside the actual building itself, which maybe the thing is we don't even know what we're here for yet.
No.
Why
Well,
are we
I
here?
do. I know.
Well, you know what you're looking for, but you don't really know where or what or why.
Oh, I have no idea where it
Yeah.
is, what it's gonna look like, or how to
Yeah.
find it.
You're just hoping there's something here.
I just at some point in time hope to find a book or scrawling a
Yeah.
secret something that says Tristan was here, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna snort it into my nose.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's some.
Grind the book up into powder
Yeah.
and just do a fat line.
You and Kawa snorting lines of your
Me
shit.
and Kawa are going to town right now.
Extreme study.
I'll be honest, if you grind up the Philosopher's Stone, I'll snort it.
If you grind up the Philosopher's Stone, Kawa will snort that.
Oh yeah, you would. That's still a very heavy option for me.
Oh yeah, and it's on my
Feed it
list
to the
too.
genie.
Yep. Okay, are we good for today?
I think so. That was awesome.
Okay, that was fun.
Yeah. Great job, guys.
Fish, I'm done.
All right.
Oh, y'all
Love
later.
y'all.
Take
All right,
care.
see you soon.
Peace.
Peace.